Welcome back to another episode. This is a show for sports founders, disruptors, innovators who are making a difference in the sports tech ecosystem. And I'm super excited about this episode. Uh, we had Justin and I and the guests on the show who we're going to let him introduce himself in a second. We're all a part of a community, and our guest today is a star within that community, so I'm super excited to have him lay down some insights and some guidance for you guys. Welcome to the show, Marek. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about ScoreStars. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me, Jake. Yeah, my name is Marek. I come from Estonia, Northern Europe, and I'm one of the founders and CEO at ScoreStars. ScoreStars is a sports gaming app that is merging live sports with gaming mechanics. So we are really disrupting the Gen Z audience industry in terms of gamification in sports. And yeah, happy to be here. Happy to share my insights, whatever topics.
Yeah, thanks for sharing a little bit about that, Mark. And just for the audience, so Mark won, like Jake was saying, the pitch competition through Profluence. So I'm really excited to hear about how you've also, in addition to winning the pitch competition, you also raised 700,000 euros. So what advice would you have for a founder, an entrepreneur, just anybody that's starting off in their business trying to get that initial funding so that they can scale and can begin their business journey?
Yeah, so we raised the pre-seed round of 725K last year, 2023, while the landscape for fundraising wasn't so easy. I guess one advice that I'm giving to first-time founders like myself when I was raising the pre-seed round is that every no that you get from an investor actually gets you closer to a yes. So it's a numbers game. You are iterating with every pitch to an investor. You're asking feedback. Okay, what are the concerns of my company? What are the concerns of the market? What did you like the best? And then you're iterating with every pitch once you get to this yes. And then I think this gets the ball rolling, and it helps you along the way. So I would say just have kind of faith in yourself while you're fundraising. Of course, you should have like a business model and a MVP or something. But when you're raising as a first-time founder, you got to have some traction in terms of your product, business model, and everything. And then it's all about the numbers game and finding the right investors. So I would say that these are my first advice for the first-time founders who are raising money. As a second-time founder, I think it's much more easier. You understand the fundraising process. You understand what the investors want. You know that they're looking for that one company that will return their funds or the angel investment. So you kind of de-risk your kind of company to an investor. So that's the whole point, and what is the opportunity and so on. So I would say that these are my first kind of insights and advices for first time founders.
That's really good. And real quick, drill down question about the numbers game. I've heard this relationship with like every $1 million that a sports or just a traditional tech founder raises, they have to have about 100 meetings and 100 conversations. So I'm curious if that's what it looked like for you guys. Like, do you think you took 75 meetings to raise that like 700,000 plus euro number? Yeah. Is that what it felt like?
Yeah, almost like that. The thing is that I did a great trick. So when I started talking with investors, we were really in early stages. We had an idea. We started building products, building pilots with the local clubs and sports leagues, and then I started talking with investors, asking feedback. I started sending them newsletters every month. I asked them, "Hey, do you want to be in our newsletter for ScoreStars?" I'm just sending our updates for business and product and like opportunities. And if you want to be in that newsletter, I will include you in every monthly newsletter. And at some point, I had like over 100 emails already. So I sent every month these kind of updates. Okay, we're progressing. We're still bootstrapping the company. We are doing this as a side project and so on. So once I started really fundraising, I had almost like 100 investors who were already kind of aware what we're doing, what is the business about, what's the business model. So it was kind of easier for me. And I think I converted like 3 to 4 investors, angels from that list. And I converted one venture fund from that list as well, because investors, they want to see progress. So you're giving this kind of snapshots or points every month, and then they're connecting these kind of dots with a line. Okay, these guys are progressing, they're showing something, they're pre-seed, they're really in early stage, but it seems that the founders, they're committed, they want to build this product, they believe in this business. So yeah, I guess that's maybe one advice for the founders as well. I think referring to the numbers game, I think I contacted over 200 investors to get like, I don't know, 8 to 9 yeses. So yeah, it's a numbers game. You're pitching, you're contacting 200 investors, pitching to, I don't know, 40, 50, getting, I don't know, second meeting or third meeting with 10, and then closing then, I don't know, half of or third of them. So it's a numbers game actually.
It's a grind. Yeah, we all know that. So thanks for those insights there. And then another version of the grind, and really the second question focus of the show today, like Justin mentioned already, you really, first of all, stood out in not only did you win the Profluence pitch event, but we had to break through. We got almost 75 applicants for that event. And then you became one of the 4 finalists, you and your buddy Alexi from AI Stats. But then you won. You had to compete. You had a 7 or 8 minute pitch slot, and everybody was really good. And there were 5 judges, and then they went into the room. Justin and I were there, and they debated on who should win. And it was really close between you and Jack from Out to Win. So I'm curious, from not only the lens of, like you said, successfully raising money, but what advice do you have about how to execute at pitch events and stand out so that the judges, see you as a winner in a pitch event?
Yeah, I guess that was in the accent, but yeah, actually, I think every time I pitch at the conference or to an investor, I'm trying to understand who is in the audience and how can I present this opportunity to the audience. What is the opportunity on every slide? So when I'm talking about traction, product, and so on, what is the opportunity is the main question I really want to tell to the audience. And also, when you're building a pitch deck or a presentation deck as a narrative, as a story, so it starts from the beginning, it has highs and ends, and then you kind of need to feel the temperature of the audience, and then you gotta nail it with a great ending, because people always like feel and they kind of understand about the ending. So I guess building the whole pitch as a story that will be remembered after the pitch is the most important thing. So yeah, I guess that's my kind of take on that. And truly, with every pitch, you gain confidence. You understand, for example, I don't know, market slide. So when founders are putting this kind of market slides, like sum, these numbers, my question with that slide always to myself is, do I really understand the numbers behind that slide? Or I'm just presenting there's a market 10 billion. Or do I have an Excel for that number? Because if I have the Excel for that number, every question related to market slide, I can answer that with confidence. And that's what the investors want to see. That's what the audience wants to see, that you're confident what you're building. You're confident in the business model. You're confident in the market. You're confident in your own team that you can deliver this vision. So I would say having also confidence in your own kind of business and product and your own kind of presentations is the key for a great pitch.
Yeah, no, that's a great piece of advice, Marek. And I think confidence really needs to emanate from every aspect of the business. You need to know not only the numbers, but you also have to have that story and narrative behind it too. So as you were first getting started and really iterating and really finding out what was your own product market fit, how did you really know you were on the right path? And what did you really look for at those different points as you were figuring out your path towards success?
Yeah, so that's a question that I ask every day from myself. So it's a founder's I guess founders' dilemma, it's founders' question that they need to ask every day, because the founders, they need to be a stateless machine. So you wake up, you look at the numbers, and you tell yourself, is the business working or not? You need to be a stateless machine. You extract the emotions from the business and you look at the data. Is it working or not? And once you look at the data, you understand if you're on the right path or not. And really for us, because ScoreStars has a third version of the product. The first two versions, they were not scalable. They had monetization issues. They had other issues that we weren't aware before we launched those products. But you gain confidence and experience by launching. There's a saying, always be launching features, products, and everything. You gain confidence, you look at the data, if it works or not, then you kind of build out the strategy, you talk with the users, you ask them what is valuable in the product, are you using it, when are you using it, and so on. Then you can gain some insights from the user's perspective, and then you add the data layer of the user's behavior, how are they purchasing, you look really deep down into data to understand about the product and business model. And then you kind of build out those kind of product roadmap and business roadmap for the future. So I would say what has been a game changer for ScoreStars is that 6 months ago we adapted data-driven business decision making. So we are looking every day into data. So we see every step that the user is doing in our app today. And this is really crucial because this actually tells you whether your app is usable, is it great, does it bring value to users, and so on. So this was maybe one of the things that actually really accelerated us as a founders, as a business, gaining confidence. And this actually goes into the pitching confidence as well. Once you know your data, once you know your numbers in every part of the business, you have this confidence when you're pitching to investors. So I would say these are the main things in terms of finding the product market fit, because right now we have market fit in terms of user retention. We see users are using our product every day. We have great session rates, we have great engagement, but we're still finding our way in terms of monetization. So this is something we're still iterating on and asking this question, okay, how can I build a better monetization, looking at the data, asking from the users, and then once we have the product market fit, we can also scale as well.
Yeah, I love that answer, Mark. Thank you so much. I mean, we were just interviewing somebody for another episode who was at Fanatics for 10 years, and we asked a very similar question about building community and building fans. And even from a marketing lens and a community building lens, it's all about the data. And what can you put in front of your users and your customers to test a feature in the most minimal amount of build effort and the most minimal amount of marketing spend, but you're testing and you're looking at the numbers, you're really making sure that you're on the right track before you start to steer the ship. And clearly ScoreStars has done a good job with that here on your third iteration, and able to raise a good amount, and you guys are pushing along. So thanks again for being on the show, Marek. Really appreciate the insights about how to raise money, be on the path of product market fit, crush pitch competitions with a great we got so many good episodes or so many good applications, and we're really happy that it was you to win. So thanks again for being on the show, and we'll have to have you back next year and see how ScoreStars is doing. So thanks again, sir.
Thank you, Jake and Justin. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thank you, Mark.